I wear the country around my neck. My name is Guyviaud Joseph, Haitian American from Jersey, and I'm proud to help Edwin with this. I think what he's done with this documentary is so important, not just for the Haitian race, but for the Black race in America, for the American race, because it highlights one of the biggest issue that we have with race relations, and it kind of gives a hint of the layers that are involved with racism in our country. And it's a systemic issue that starts with our police and with our law enforcement. So I completely applaud what Edwin has done. And if there's any way that I can help, I'm more than happy to be a part of it, which is why I'm here to help translate this from English to Creole. And one of the things that I think is most important is that we don't have a lot of films that get translated from English to Creole. One of the last films I remember was Ten Commandments, which is dating back to the 80s and 70s. So for me, this was a great opportunity to be able to come in, represent my race, and just support Edwin in any way possible. So when I saw the film, it's okay. So it's funny because I did a film not too long ago that kind of looks at this issue, that looks at unarmed youth being killed and shot by officers. And one of the things that I found when I was doing my research and speaking to other officers was a denial for the truth. And this film looks at the truth head on, and it shows you through these conversations, through the hidden recordings, it shows you that systemic racism is true, and that these quotas and that the system that's put in place does not serve or work for any minority in this country. And so watching the film, it hit home, especially because I've experienced this throughout my life. The first time I had a gun pulled out on me was by a police officer, and they claimed that I was driving a vehicle that matched another car that just robbed the gas station. And I'll never forget that experience till this day. And the funny thing was, I hung around areas like Newark that has high crime rates, but not once did I ever feel fearful for my life until a police officer pulled a gun out on me. So for me, this film is exactly what we need, and it needs to be pushed more. It needs to be more accessible. It needs to be promoted, and people need to be made aware of this so that we can start to fix the systemic issue that we have in our country with law enforcement, with our laws, and with our governing.